ABC Listen. Podcasts, radio, news, music and more.
We've all been saying it's our strongest ever Winter Olympic team, and we've also proven that. This has been Australia's most successful Winter Olympic Games already, and we still have a long way to go.
And who are we to argue with two-time Olympic gold medalist Jakara Anthony? A record haul of 5 medals so far, and 3 of them are from the moguls team. What makes that group of skiers so special? We speak to the gold medal man who kicked it all off, Cooper Woods, and recap what has been an incredible weekend of Winter Olympic action from a country that doesn't really have much winter. I'm Poppy Penny, and this is ABC Sport Daily. Cooper Woods is an Olympic gold medalist, and before we get into anything else, Cooper, have you gotten used to that phrase yet?
Not really, honestly. A little bit this afternoon has sunk in now that all the events is now over, and yeah, it's been an emotional journey, but it's pretty crazy just even hearing you say that.
I want to talk about that journey in just a little bit, but I want to start with the men's dual moguls. We saw that for the first time in Olympic competition, and not the result I'm sure that you were after for yourself, but I really loved, and I saw you waiting down the bottom of the hill for your great mate Matt Graham as he won a bronze medal, his second Olympic medal. He was waiting for you when you won yours. How sweet was it to be there for him?
Oh, Matt's been working unbelievably hard, and being day in day out with him for the last 4 years has been nothing but extraordinary, and to be there for him when that score has come out to celebrate with him and to let him know that it's the most wonderful thing that you can achieve is unbelievable. Like I'm so happy for him, and yeah, it's been amazing.
Australia have won 5 medals this Olympic Winter Games, which is the most ever that this country has ever won. 3 of those have been won by the moguls team. Are you guys sort of feeling pretty smug around the Australian Olympic Village? What's making this group so special?
We're a good group. We work really hard together. We've got amazing staff. We're always striving for excellence. Like the goal is to win, a medal, and the 3 of us to achieve something like that is something that's unbelievable, especially in a small team like this.
Are the moguls group particularly close compared to how you guys are with the other athletes from other disciplines?
We do a lot of work together. Like I know we spend a lot of time on the road together. Us group maybe different in other teams. We really acknowledge one another, and we understand each other well enough. So when we are training or when we are on the road or wherever we are competing, it makes it a lot more comfortable for one another to be around.
This was, as I say, the first time we've seen the dual moguls run at an Olympics, and I can tell you from a spectator's point of view that it was unmissable. The action was non-stop. I could not look away. How did you feel about its introduction to the Olympics and how it ran at these games?
Yeah, dual moguls is everything from exciting to terrifying to extreme skiing to massive jumps to crashes. It's a sport that I think a spectator is going to love. From an athlete's point of view, it's absolutely terrifying. We're racing each other over moguls and jumps, and it's super fast, but it's shown how amazing our sport is, the athleticism, and how willing us athletes are willing to risk to achieve a medal. And I think it's going to take the sport to another level.
How did you get into mogul skiing originally? It looks like it's tough on the body, but you've got a bit of a family connection to the sport.
Yeah, I'm pretty lucky on my side where my family, they're all a part of the Australian ski industry. My uncle was the national coach. And when I was 11, all I was doing was just trying to chase family around the mountain. And they were all involved in the moguls. So I was like, all right, this is what we're doing. And I started in the inner schools and did really well through there. I realized I could get more time off school, and then, I was like, this is pretty good. So I kept going.
You said you're not quite used to being called an Olympic gold medalist just yet. What have the last couple of days looked like for you?
It's been overwhelming. There's been lots of media, lots of Australians around, but even the people in Italy have been amazing. Like, I'm getting stopped down the street for, a selfie and an autograph, and it's been really cool. It's different. I haven't really experienced that before, and it's a little overwhelming, but, it's a wonderful position to be in to be a gold medalist for Australia. And we've just finished the duels now, so it's now time to relax and support the other Aussies that are competing in this next week and enjoy their celebrations.
Do you feel as though you are part of lifting sort of the profile of winter sports in Australia? This is not a country that has a lot of winter full stop. So winter sports are harder to get into here than, say, in the US or places around Europe. But games like this where we win a record number of medals, and a lot of those medals have been gold, do you feel not a weight of expectation or a responsibility, but do you feel as though you are part of that lifting the profile of winter sports here?
Absolutely. But I don't think it's just me. I think it's every Aussie that represents Australia at a Winter Olympics. We're a beach nation. We're not a snow nation. To represent Australia at a platform like this and to be doing so well is something that's like so extraordinary. It really just it puts a stamp on that we are not here to muck around and that we're here to compete.
You mentioned we're a beach nation and you're from the south coast of New South Wales. Have you thought what it's going to be like when you head back to Pambia?
I have no idea. I know it's going to be probably pretty crazy. It was pretty crazy after the last Olympics in 2022. We're such a small community, a beautiful community, and everyone's been amazing and rallied behind me. I've seen the videos and it's it's so amazing. I can feel their love from all the way over here, and I'm excited to go home and show the medal to some kids and go talk to some, my primary school, Pamela Primary, and, show the support that they showed me.
One last question. Have you thought about where that gold medal is going to live?
At the moment, its only home is around my neck because I'm pretty in awe of it. But I reckon it's going to have to stay at my parents' place in down the coast just for safekeeping.
I don't think you should ever take it off. I don't think I would if I won an Olympic gold medal. So congratulations to you, and incredible Olympic Winter Games. We are all so proud of you and the entire Australian team. Thank you so much for your time.
No, thank you guys, and thank you, Australia. It's been amazing. There's a few more Aussies that are still going to compete, so make sure you get behind them.
Simon Smale is in Milano-Cortina covering these Olympic Winter Games for the ABC. And Simon, last time we spoke, Australia had 1 medal. It was gold. They now have 5 medals and 3 of them are gold. Let's go in chronological order across the weekend. Josie Baff was Australia's 2nd gold medal, and it seemingly, for a lot of people, came out of nowhere. How did the snowboard cross unfold?
Well, it has been an absolutely wonderful weekend. Josie is a phenomenal athlete. She's 2nd in the standings at the moment in the FIS World Cup. But that's misleading. There's only been 3 events this year. There's been lots of cancellations. So it's a slightly false sort of impression of where she should be. She had a bad seeding run, which put everyone on the back burner. She was brilliant from the moment it came to actual racing. She made some unbelievable passes. I mean, Oscar Piastri could only dream of doing some of the passes that Josie Baff did. She managed to use her heel side turns to get right up the inside of people on a couple of corners. And she did the same move in both the semi-final and the final. I had high hopes, but I still thought you had to take it with a pinch of salt. She absolutely believed. She was like, yeah, no, I knew I was going to win.
Yeah, you were one of those who called it, and I know that you're too modest to admit that, but you did on this podcast say that she was a very good chance at medaling. The next was Scotty James, silver in the halfpipe. Look, we know he wanted gold, and he was disappointed to have missed out on that. It was a tough watch, wasn't it?
Look, it was. The competition wasn't. The competition was sublime, and I think we should credit all of the athletes for what they were able to do. I mean, Scotty James was capable. He was more than capable of winning. There were 4 Japanese athletes who were ahead of him. And the Japanese, we always knew they were going to be a threat. Val Gaselli didn't manage to land his first run either, by the way. So it was a tough start for the Aussies. And then second time around, Scotty James did a really good run. Wasn't perfect by any means, but it was really, really good. And it got him 93.5 points. The problem was Yuta Totsuka, who'd scored 95 with, and it has to be said, one of the most incredible runs I think I've ever seen in a halfpipe. That put Scotty under pressure. He knew he had to do something really special. He knew that he needed some really clean riding, and he had to do it on the final effort. And he almost did. It was almost perfect again. He was going so well right up until the final trick. Now, the final trick he tried was a little bit too much. What I mean by that is he tried to do a 16-20, which is 4.5 spins. If he'd just done 4 spins, so a 1440, I think he would have won. And I think he would have landed it, and I think he would have won. But Scotty James said he wanted to do everything to push the sport forward and do something that nobody's ever seen before.
That run was for me, really. I think that I was keen to do the 16, which had never been done before, and that was my goal, and I didn't land it.
3 Olympic medals, regardless, is an incredible haul for one athlete, the first Australian to do that. And speaking of Australian firsts, Jakara Anthony became the first to win 2 gold medals at a Winter Olympic Games. She was out for redemption in the dual moguls, and Simon, she got it done.
She really did. And you know what? This was one that everyone was really behind. It was tough seeing her not get a gold, not even get a medal in the moguls, especially when she had been the best athlete. She had been by far the best skier on the day, just made one mistake when it counted. Now, dual moguls is a very different situation. You're only battling against the person next to you. It puts a different type of pressure on you. You have to do a series of runs in pretty quick succession. Jakara Anthony said that actually helps the Australians because they're all incredibly fit. And it proved to be the case. She was fantastic. The best thing about it, I think, was the smile. She had this huge grin on her face as soon as she got her medal. It was like she was finally complete again.
It's a different kind of special, this one. Beijing being my first, that was super special. This one being the first ever dual moguls gold given out, the first time an Australian athlete's won a second Winter Olympic gold medal, and to turn around from the disappointment of singles the other day and be able to come out and perform the way I did. It's a very special one.
What she thought she should have had from a few days before, all of the coaching staff said that it had been really tough to build her back up. And they did build her back up so well. And for her to beat the American Jalen Kauf in the big final, she just didn't have anything close to enough to beat Jakara on the day.
Yeah, and that wasn't the end of medals from the moguls team either. Matt Graham won his second Olympic medal, this time a bronze, an incredible achievement for the 31-year-old. How impressive has he and the moguls team been?
You'll never see a group of people more happy than the moguls team when Matt Graham got his bronze medal. And, this is a man who's gone through an awful lot of soul searching when he was trying to work out whether he wanted to even come to these games after the disappointment of Beijing. And then the injuries on top of that. He's recently become a father. He's now married. So he has taken on so much off the snow, but he has delivered so much on it. And not only that, he is the undisputed leader of this team.
This is already Australia's most successful Olympic Winter Games, 5 medals in total. But Simon, could there still be more to come?
Well, there could. There really could. There are still opportunities. And look, Australia has left 2 medals on the side of the mountain. We have this mixed snowboard cross crash with Adam Lambert and Josie Baff. Josie Baff was snowboarding so well. She very well could have got her second gold medal of these games. Then you've got Bree Walker. Now, she had a bad day today, particularly in the first round. She was 12th after that first round. And then, of course, we've got Indra Brown far later on in the competition. Free ski half pipe, you never know. Burst onto the stage as a 15-year-old, of course. And the aerials, there's no Laura Peel, but Danny Scott rises to the occasion at big events. This weekend has been very, very special. We kind of had predicted that this weekend was going to be where the vast bulk of the medals have been, but it's certainly not done yet.
Simon Smale, there is still plenty to come. Thanks so much for your time.
No problem at all, Poppy, anytime.
Headlines. Australia's pairs figure skaters took to the ice for the first time in these games in the short program and achieved a season's best for their routine. Unfortunately for Anastasia Golubova and Hector Giotopoulos-Moore, it wasn't enough for them to qualify for the free skate. They finished 18th. And in the women's snowboard slopestyle, Ali Hickman has qualified for the final, but Mila Stalker and 2022 bronze medalist Tess Cody have missed out. Away from Milan, and India have beaten Australia in the first women's T20 of their multi-format series. Australia were bowled out for 133 and India were 1 for 50 after 5.1 overs. When the rain set in Sydney and under DLS, the visitors took the win by 21 runs. And Alex de Minaur has bounced back from the Australian summer of tennis, winning the Rotterdam Open, beating Canadian Felix Auger-Aliassime in straight sets. It's de Minaur's 4th ATP title. I'm Poppy Penny and this is ABC Sport Daily, produced by Ed Gooden.
Discover more great ABC podcasts, live radio and exclusives on the ABC Listen app.